Unless it's one of those kids like in East Bay at 12 years old. Okay, maybe he was stronger than me.
I bet Zion was probably stronger than you at 12. 6 foot 200.
How old are you, man?
But also, if I was to swing full force at Eddie Hall,
Alright, solving the stupidest debates, Saintdon.
if there's one thing people like to do on the internet, it's argue.
Facts, that's all I do.
And I personally think a lot of these debates can be looked at objectively. Now, some questions are obviously deeper than others.
Other niggas had your bitch outside.
It wasn't my bitch.
Then shut the f up in 2020.
You sound dumb.
But as you read the title, these are ones that I consider stupid.
Where's the parachute?
I thought you said parachutes.
And ones that can be answered pretty easily. But when I look at some of the most popular arguments, I realize that we really just be fighting about anything. Water. Is it wet? Is water wet has to be a troll. What do you mean is water wet? And for the people that are still confused on my stance, yes, it is. I don't
Not. You get wet from water. Water can't get wet though. Fuck is you talking about?
know about you, but this looks pretty wet to me. Yes, the implications of something being wet is a solid interacting with the liquid and making it wet. But deep it though, even though water is a liquid, water is covered in water, right? When was the last time you had one water molecule? If you're gonna sit here and tell me water's dry though, you are a complete jester. Anywho, next question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Now, if you're not a complete lunatic, everything in your mind is telling you a hot dog is not in fact a sandwich. But it's the same sort of thing as the is water wet argument.
just the
like the
bread.
definition and the outline of what a sandwich is would technically make a hot dog a sandwich. That would be if a meat rocket was not its own category of food. Do not put meat missiles in the same conversation as sandwiches. Just look at the way you eat a sandwich versus how you eat a meat rocket. These are two very different experiences. And also a sub technically has that same sus shape to it. And most people will consider that a sandwich. In my personal opinion, subs are way more sandwich-like than a glizzy, and Franks also only have one bun. It's not even close to being a sandwich if it only has one bun. I'd say that's closer to a pizza than a hot dog is to being a sandwich. But I was already pissed off reading some people's backwards logic for why a hot dog is the same as a sandwich, but then this nigga has to say it's a taco.
Look, some people need to be gone, bro. You know what I'm talking about? In order for shit to get better. And he one of them.
And for our next debate, this is a pretty recent one that went really viral. And that's 100 men versus one gorilla. And from my observations, this one is like a 70-30 split, with 70% of people believing the gorilla would win and the other 30 believing the men would win. But personally, I think if you had like 60 people all dedicated to f***ing up this gorilla, I don't think it stands even a chance.
Exactly.
One gorilla versus 100 people. Bro, 100 people is just overwhelming numbers. You got 2 people grabbing each arm, you got 2 people grabbing each leg, someone kicking straight meat. Like, tell me I'm not onto something.
You can't even slap 100 ants at a time. What makes you think 100 people?
Okay, I was in fact not onto something. The original plan was just to glaze 100 humans and talk about how we would just overwhelm the gorilla, but I took it to myself to ask ChatGPT for help. And in order to get a representation on how difficult it would be to fight the gorilla, I asked what animals is weak to humans as humans are to gorillas. And since a gorilla is roughly 4 to 9 times stronger than a human, ChatGPT came up with a common marmoset. Now what the fuck is a marmoset, you ask? I was picturing something maybe the size of a small dog.
What the dog doing?
Why is it the size of a human head? I am easily clearing through 500 of these.
Let me
But then
show
again,
you
I'm also
my
more
old
intelligent than a
COD
gorilla, so I'll at
MW19
least have
clips.
some strategy. So who knows, bro? Until I
Send
see
it.
100 men fight a gorilla,
Bro, I'm gonna
I'ma
watch
just
these
have to leave
videos
this one
first.
open.
But send it.
But for our next debate, I'm not gonna give it any build up. It's this fucking
Put in
dress.
Discord
And
or
if you
pin
see
it
black
on,
and blue, you're lying. But the dress is
Discord.
in fact black or blue. You
I was about to say, bro, it's not white and gold. It is black and blue.
know, just because one thing is one way doesn't mean the same thing can't be another way.
What the hell are you talking about, bro?
To me.
Because yeah,
That's
the
what I
debate has
seen.
been closed for a minute now. The person that took the original photo took another one and said it was black and blue. And it was in fact the lighting of the dress that affected how it looked.
See? That shit right there is crazy. Bro, I remember on middle school, I was in middle school on the bus, Lafayette Middle shit. He was burning report cards and all on that bus. But it's a story for another day. I asked somebody, I thought people was lying when they said white and gold. So I had asked somebody what color they seen, and they said white and gold. And I tried my hardest to see white and gold, bro. And I didn't that day, but eventually I seen a picture where it looked white and goldish. It looked just like this type shit. But I could still see the blue and black type.
And I'm not even trying to be different, alright, but I'd honestly say the dress is gold and blue. And I knew I wasn't tripping, alright. Color Select says that's the colors that are projecting into my eyes. So yeah, the real dress is black and blue, but this ass photo is gold and blue. And another debate that is cereal soup. And before you even say anything, yes, I know the argument, solid food inside liquid, served in a bowl. Technically, that is soup behavior. But we just all know cereal is not soup. If somebody hands me cereal and calls it soup, I don't trust the hands that prepared that food. Okay, on to our next debate. How many holes does this shirt have? First of all, what kind of fucking shirt is this? This is some shit niggas would wear if it was Rick Owens. But I'm not gonna lie, this one's more like a riddle because a lot of people forget to include the hole in the neckline and the sleeves and underneath, you know. Most people would say it has 2 holes, but it actually has 8. So this wasn't really a debate until people started arguing on whether a hole is just one hole, if it has an entry and an exit. But for the answer to this question, I'll simply have to say that holes don't actually exist. They're nothing but a concept, alright? Because think about it for a second. A hole is literally just the absence of something. It's not a thing you can hold, it's not a thing you can grab. It's just where something used to be, but isn't anymore. Which means, technically speaking, a hole is just nothing.
Nothing?
But now my brain's overheating, so instead let's just move on to a debate that's somehow even more pointless, but also way bigger.
Massive, dude.
This is probably one of the biggest debates of all time, and it's gender wars. Who is better, woman or man?
Alani finding out of Orem, Utah. Let's go, baby.
And it all seems to be the same thing, alright? Women saying all men are like this, men saying all women are like this. And at the root of it, it's just clearly a human problem. But apparently that's not a good enough answer, and no one will stop until there's a clear winner. So who is objectively better? In order to decide this, I've decided to borrow this power comparison system from this One Piece edit. Now it was used to compare Rocky and Shanks. We're gonna use it to compare man and woman. Before y'all complain, this is a very scientific system. 9 in 10 doctors approved. And now we have round 1, strength. Now the men are gonna take this first round. The heaviest weight ever lifted by a man being 510 kgs. And the heaviest weight lifted by a woman coming at close at 325 kgs. Which is still insane, by the way. If somebody told me to pick up 325 kgs, my spine would just Gwen Stacy. But sorry ladies, the men are gonna take this one. And for round 2, we have speed. Okay, let me just stop. Cause at the end of the day, fighting about gender is so pointless. Because
when it comes to physical traits, of course we got it. But when it comes to the other, you gotta pick you one with the other ones.
what is the desired outcome here? The
You gotta not pick you no masculine bitch.
Gender? Because last time I checked, the human race requires both sides of the argument to even continue existing. And what I find so stupid is these giant overgeneralized statements that would imply an entire gender is just the scum of the earth. Like saying kill all men.
What did I do?
That would imply there's never been a good man that's ever lived ever. Just the addition of the word some does so much. But people don't do it because it doesn't rage bait hard enough. And rage baiting is the reason that 90% of people do gender wars, even if they realize it or not.
Call me delusional, but I think 100 girls can easily beat that gorilla.
And I've heard arguments like it's not all
You can't show me that though.
men, but it's enough. Which, what is the implications there? You saying I'm one of the good ones?
That's gotta be racist. There's no way.
But look, even if 100 men or women did you the worst 100 times in a row, they still another 4 billion men or women. And now those 100 grimy niggas now represent the other 4 billion. And the end result of this is just 2 groups of extremely online people convincing each other that the opposite gender is a different species.
The older I get, the more I realize that women are humans.
But finally, for our last debate, this one might actually be the stupidest one yet. But the question is, if you punch yourself and it hurts, are you weak or strong?
If my grandmother had wheels,
Let me finish
she
this
would have been
video.
a bike. You know what? You know.
This debate is so dumb. If you punch yourself and it doesn't hurt, that doesn't prove you're strong or weak. And neither does punching yourself and being in pain. The only thing you're proving is that you're not incredibly weak. But listen, right? If a kid around the ages 10 to 13 haymakered my unsuspecting chin at full force, right? It's most likely going to hurt. That doesn't mean the kid is stronger than me. It just means I got punched in the face. Unless it's one of those kids like in East Bay at 12 years old. Okay, maybe he was stronger than me.
That Zion was probably stronger than you at 12. 6 foot 200.
How old are you, man?
But also, if I was to swing full force at Eddie Hall,
Hold up, I'm gonna click on that after this 30 seconds.
Now this is gonna go one of 2 ways. If my theory's correct, I knock this guy clean out. If not, my hand is
W
going.
video, you gave me a video though yesterday. Or for today. Yesterday you gave me a video for today. But first video by Saintdon. W video.
Better know what you're doing when you're going on that mission. I know Professor rushing the shooters and I get them niggas pissed. But for that drill, they walk down. My young niggas most so sick. I try to teach this bitch a lesson, and the bitches wouldn't list. I tired of lectures, now I'm sending all these hoes to the tip. I put my city on loose swag. Little bitch, check out my invention. When BR niggas get a bag, we heading straight to the dick. I'ma put some diamonds in my dick. Reach for my jewelry, I leave you crazy.